Now we go to the next organelle, and that's the mitochondria. So here you can see the mitochondria here. I'll just circle them up. This is one mitochondria, fine. And in this case, I have now amplified the mitochondria here. So this mitochondria are, number one point we must know, they're called the powerhouse of the cell. Powerhouse of cell. Now why powerhouse? Power means it produces energy, and hence it is called the powerhouse of the cell. Whatever energy is required by the cell for its different activities is given by the mitochondria. Now why does the mitochondria produce this energy, or how does it produce this energy? In the mitochondria, there is a process of respiration that is taking place. And in respiration, we know the food is oxidized to give energy. This takes place in the mitochondria. Hence, the mitochondria is able to supply energy to the different activities of the cell, and it plays a very important role in the cell. Now, the energy produced by the mitochondria are stored in molecules called the ATP, which stands for adenosine, that is A triphosphate. So the adenosine triphosphate, ATP, that's the A, and that's the T, and that's the P. So ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate, and adenosine triphosphate is called the energy currency of the cell. Currency of cell means these are molecules that store up the energy, and these molecules are manufactured or synthesized in the mitochondria. Now let's look up at the structure of the mitochondria. From the structure we can see it has got two membranes. There's this outer membrane. Have you seen there's this yellow outer membrane? Now this outer membrane of the mitochondria is smooth. There are no folds in it. It is smooth. It is smooth and porous. And then we have the inner membrane. Here, I'll just mark it in green. See here, we have the inner membrane here. See this inner membrane. Now, if you notice, the inner membrane is not smooth. It has got these folds. Have you seen all these folds here? So, the inner membrane is not smooth. It is got folds. So, this is the inner membrane. And it is folded. Now, why is it folded? Because it is folded, there's an increase in surface area. There's a large surface. The surface area increases. And because the surface area increases, there is more place for this chemical reaction to take place. All these respiration reactions that take place, larger surface area, more reactions can take place, more energy can be produced. So increase in surface area for ATP generating reactions. Another very important point of the DNA of the mitochondria is this: they have their own DNA. It has its own DNA, their own DNA and proteins. And because it has its own DNA and proteins, are able to produce on their own. They're able to replicate on their own. This is a very important feature of the DNA of the mitochondria. So important point here, mitochondria is a powerhouse of the cell. Very important point, powerhouse, because it produces energy. How does it produce energy? By the process of respiration takes place in the DNA. Food is converted into energy, and this energy is then stored in the form of ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. Then we saw the structure of the Mitochondria, it has got an outer membrane which is very smooth and non-folded, while the inner membrane is highly folded to increase the surface area, and the mitochondria has its own DNA.